What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Try Time Podcast. I'm Matt.
And I'm Callum.
And you join us for episode 71, where to say you've been in Toulouse for a week, you look no browner than you did in episode 70.
Yeah, I mean, that is true. It was very warm, but as with anything, you've got to avoid the sun, especially when there's no pool or anything like that. I mean, Harry had a pool, didn't he? So he were all right, but...
Yeah, but Harry got burnt on an Odsal terrace at 17 degrees. So
yeah, well, that is true as well. Yeah, but no, it was good. Definitely not. I mean, I probably tanned a little bit, but yeah, one of them holidays, I guess. But
well, for a moment, I thought we'd gone into the skin cancer awareness podcast with the bloody stay out of the sun advice.
Well, you got to trust me. Like, it was 31 degrees some days, and it's like it's unrelenting. It is. When there's no pool or out there to cool you down, you're just kind of out in open, and yeah, it's not ideal, but great city though. Great city.
Well, while you were busy gallivanting around France, the Rugby League circus over here was still rolling rad. We've probably got 3 contenders for Clown of the Week award.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, what is it? 2 head coaches and a water boy?
I mean, yeah, it all happened. It were always going to happen. You know, we had a couple of weeks before I went away where it was fairly quiet. And then, so we pre-recorded a couple for when I were away, and then it all fucking kicked off. Everyone decided.
Good news is we've got next week's, and then we've got some batch record from me being away. So it's all going to kick off again while I'm not here. So
it's classic. I'm going to say it's just typical Rugby League. But yeah, everyone decided there were just going to be Tim Potters, as all our L clubs are, really.
I mean, should we start with the French drama?
I mean, we can. I mean, yeah, we can do, I guess. I mean,
this is probably the one that you've heard the least about.
Well, no one really probably knows about this outside of maybe
the eyewitnesses.
Yeah. Well, it's one of them where I think a lot of people who listen to this won't necessarily know, because, I mean, it's one of them where basically the Bulls water boy, I don't know if water boy is the right word, like the guy who runs the tee on for Jordan Lilly, basically attacked a Bulls fan who I know, like who I'm friends with, in Toulouse on the night after the game after having one too many beers. Not ideal. I won't go into the ins and outs, but
yeah, we won't go into the whole legal ramifications. I don't know where this is at.
Yeah, it's kind of all gone a bit quiet, which is fine. Not
for legal purposes. This is only alleged and has only been witnessed by Callum's very eyes and Harry.
Yeah, the police are all involved, but a telling sign potentially was that this past weekend at Odsal, the alleged attacker was not there doing his job. He's volunteer, but doing the job on the pitch. So whether that's is just a cut and dry, you're gone, or if it's a let's just lay low for a couple of weeks whilst it blows over.
Yeah,
time will only tell on that. But yeah, amateur.
That's our first clown.
Yeah.
Secondly, shall we go to the Rainbow Top Circus of Keighley Cougar Mania?
Yeah, I mean, Cougar Mania has never been as wild as this. I think they've probably earned more IMG points.
LSD, aren't they, this week?
Yeah, well, they've earned more IMG points with this debacle than they have done for the past 2 years. So
I don't know. They seem to get a lot on the Pride jerseys every year when you get the bigoted idiots.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true, yeah. But, yeah, the whole Keighley mess, I mean, what is it, essentially? They've got Jake Webster as director of rugby, who's just decided, without going behind the manager's back, and signed half of his old Bradford mates.
With interesting Brad England making the move, literally, yesterday, 2 days ago, another former Bull heading to Cougar Park.
Yeah, exactly. They can call themselves the Keighley Bulgars or something like that if they want to, you know what I mean? They can have our old Pride shirt we had from a few years ago as well.
I think they're doing a better job with their own, to be honest.
Don't know about that, but yeah. I
think I've only seen Gledhill rocking that the last all this season.
Yeah, well, yeah, that speaks for itself, really. But yeah, I mean, the whole Keighley thing of now they've obviously let the coach go, and how it kind of. I really like Jake Webster, and I can imagine he's doing a really good job in that. But it's just the whole amateurish nature of how can you let something like this happen? it does. I can see both sides of the coin of why Webster obviously thinks these players are way good, which they have proved on the pitch, to be fair, that they are. But then I can also see why, the coach wants his own players and he wants to say on who gets on pitch.
It just feels like basic communication just died.
It just feels like, do you need a director of rugby at that level? Is also one thing.
But then if you're pulling in that caliber of players, could you do that otherwise?
I think it's about having a model that fits. It's like, it's not someone who's a director of rugby in the terms of like a director of football would be in the Premier League. It's not. The disparity shouldn't be there. It should all like be a whole team approach. So like at Bradford, for example, you see every single game you'll see Brian Noble walking around with coaching team because he is, I don't even know if he's called the director of rugby. He's like almost like a advisor or something, and he's just there, but he's within that coaching group. And I imagine they have a lot of meetings.
There's definitely somewhere it's available to sponsor.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. I imagine, if you want to sign a player, there's meetings that go on where everyone, all the key stakeholders, we're talking owners and, see like Big Nigel will be in them, Eamon O'Carroll, Lee Greenwood, Brian Noble, will all sit down and decide whether, which Aussie we're bringing over this week. Do you know what I mean? Like, whereas Keithley just seems like it's completely, like, they had to get rid of one of them, didn't they? And it were never going to be Webster, were it? Let's be honest.
No, and arguably with those kind of players, you think a half-decent coach could come in and still give him a shot at going up this year, because realistically, they're probably one of the favourites to be that as champions or through the playoff system.
Yeah, what coach is going to want that job, though?
I don't know. Someone will.
Maybe, you know what they do? Webster goes full on 2019 Bulls and gets Kia back out of retirement.
Oh, Jesus. Can't wait to lose to Keithley in Challenge Cup next year.
Yeah. Thing is, we joke, but that one, if they announced that, I'd be like, that's smart, to be fair. Because he'll get that team winning, realistically, at that level. Like,
Oh, 100%.
I don't think I think he's enjoying his retirement, to be fair.
Well, should we depart the circus and head to the House of Horrors then?
Yeah, come on, man.
I mean, I think this one needs no introduction, but if we say too much, we might find a noose round our necks.
I'm going to say, I mean, the fact that, when this was announced, and I was still in Toulouse, so it's over a week ago, I was like, surely by the time we record this next podcast, this is going to we're going to be coming at you with a resolution. Is it gone? No, it's just not.
I don't know what Swinton are doing at this point. Like, look, I get that. Yeah, you can't necessarily just bin him off straight away and be like, right, you're sacked. But surely at this point, the logical step is they're aware of the allegation. The RFL have been involved. They are having an internal investigation. The individual is suspended with pay until it's resolved.
Yeah.
That's the logical approach that doesn't cause any problems from the workers' rights perspective. It doesn't brush it under the carpet. You put your assistant in charge for a couple of weeks while it's going on. No. For all we know, he could have drawn a cast on someone's leg today. Who knows?
Yeah, we don't. I mean, they won at the weekend, didn't they, Swinton, as well? So it's like,
they did.
Somehow the players are on side with it, or that he's getting a tune out of them either way. But
well, he's getting something out of them.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's so comical though.
I mean, Christ, I've seen toddlers with better Photoshop skills for a start.
That's what I mean. Like, it's not even the fact he's done it, because like I can imagine teams say stuff like this, and it's not like he's some big act. Like, imagine like Gareth Hock, how everyone don't like him because he was just a dirty player.
I think there's plenty of other reasons why people don't like him that have been proven in a court of law. But anyway, yes.
Yeah,
go
well,
on.
You get what that was a bad example, but like that sort of person who you're like, he's just a grubby player. Like, as a coach, if he was like this, he's obviously not fine, but it's the comical side of it of why is he photoshopping that? Like, there's no need to do that.
And let's face it, always, if a player's got a weak point, don't get me wrong, you will target that to an extent. I don't say you go out deliberately trying to re-injure a part to end their season. that's a bit beyond the line.
And then
But by all means, you know, you want to give them a few knocks there. If you can take them out for the rest of the game and have them back next week, you probably call that a bit of a win.
Yeah, exactly.
But also, it just feels like you look at the state of rugby league right now, and you've got Fozzard's phony crew who are trying to sue the game for every penny it's got left and send it into its death because they went round punching people in the head and then moan that they've got concussed.
Yeah.
So what we really think in the world of Swinton Lions, where we are struggling to get insurance for the game because of the risk of players suing for injuries, they want to stand by when their coach is telling them to deliberately get injuries. Which, if that's proven he's done, and any of these players have a loss in earnings, that's a potential court case right there.
No, yeah.
Now, I'm no lawyer to know how well that would actually stand up, but some solicitor would take that somewhere.
Yeah, no, it'd definitely be a case, wouldn't it? Where, you know, it'd be another circus for rugby league, wouldn't it? At the end of the day.
Yeah, and you have. You know, I do kind of wonder, are we going to see a resolution to this, or is Swinton's plan just hope it disappears when someone else does something stupid? I guess surely it's not going to.
But it's like, I mean, I know they've picked up a couple of wins last couple of weeks, but it's not like, you know, the flying iron, they really don't want to get rid of him because of his performances. They've got a case to sack him without having to pay off his contract. So...
And it's a shame because the actual fans of Swinton, from what we've met, have typically been really good set of fans.
Oh yeah, always.
And I'm almost embarrassed for them that their club has to be associated with, and more so the fact that they've taken such piss poor action about it. I mean, what was the first statement? We've contacted our solicitors. Like, you're not really addressing the bulk of the problem here, are you? I mean, by all means, tag that on the end of your statement so you know you're sorting your legal position out. But you don't open with that and then say nothing about what's actually been alleged.
Yeah, because they've kind of blindly stood by him, almost sort of.
It's bordering on guilty by association at this point.
Yeah, the way they stood by him so quickly, and to then, obviously, then it came out about they almost like they slept on it. Realised, no, we need to come from a neutral position here. But yeah, it's all just a big fucking classic rugby league mess, in it, really. Like, and it's like with all this IMG stuff, and he's trying to iron, I guess, this stuff out because in the IMG model, a club like Swinton, you know, it's closed.
But this gets engagement, so they've probably scored points off this.
Probably, yeah. But who've they gone above? Bloody, like, I don't know.
Barrow.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
it's stupid. And like, let's face it, the Championship League One IMG thing is just a bit of a convoluted mess. And well, we keep saying we'll get onto the IMG pod. We definitely will at some point, but that's probably going to be a 2-hour Johnny Lew-esque put the world to rights pod. So that's
I feel like we need to wait. I think information's slowly dripping through a bit more about IMG, so I think we can catch it at a sweet spot.
Which will probably be when one of us in here.
Yeah, we need it so that, you know, we're as up to date as possible with it, with where it's at, and, you know, maybe we get some more rankings or something. And because it's hard, isn't it, really, to see what teams would have done, and, you know,
no one really knows where everyone is, do they, this year? But I guess, yeah, so that's, I guess, the circus of rugby league. Should we at least pretend everything's normal?
Yeah, I think that's everything. Kind of a quick run of the mill. What's happened whilst we've not been here. That's negative. I guess now we can move on to more of the.
Well, in terms of normal service being resumed, then Hull lost, which is normal. Leeds lost, which is normal, albeit we have now got a new coach.
Yeah.
And played slightly better. We've caused more controversy in terms of whether Reece Martin's conversions that looked to go through the sticks on the Sky broadcast but were waved away were actually correct or not. But realistically, it did not influence the game. I care slightly, but not fully.
Yeah.
I mean, we had it in the World Club Challenge, didn't we? We had the weird illuminating goalpost with the sensor in the ball. That probably feels like something that Super League needs in the next few years. Just take that human eye element out of it. But I really don't think that's influencing any games at the moment, that it's like urgent, the game's dying without it.
It's interesting how that'd work, though, because, like, if I, like, obviously the sensor to light up, like, if I just kick, not even a drop goal, just kick ball, like do a little chip over and it goes through, are they just going to light up? Like, it's how, do you know what I mean? I'd be interested to get clarification on that.
It'd be like Rugby League Live, wouldn't it? When you used to go put a bomb up or whatever into a box and it went through the thing, and even if you play a card, it's tough, you're only getting 1 point because field goal.
Yeah.
But good question. But yeah, Brad Arthur. We've got what? 10 games left, potentially. No sign of any new players to help him. What is going to happen with this? Because obviously it's only an initial 1 season contract. There's a lot of question marks over whether or not there's any real appetite to extend that, or if this is very much keep me on the shelf ready for the NRL in 25 with this rumoured new Perth franchise that's still not really known whether it's happening or not.
Yeah.
And also, that's, I guess, it's fair, even if it does happen, as far as we're aware, I don't think he's actually been offered any job. So they could well go with somebody else, as far as I know.
Oh yeah, he's not nailed on for to get any job down under, but it's going to be interesting maybe in a few months' time to see, because obviously you're going to need to do a lot of your signings for next year now, and you want your coach to be in on that. You don't want to be bringing in a new coach with a set of players you've got that you maybe don't want, and then you're back.
Well, I think realistically it's down to 2, and this is partly why. I think either he stays for 25 or we get Paul Rowley, which makes the logical sense if you've got Blease, who has worked with Rowley at Salford for a number of years, so will know the sort of players that he would want.
Maybe, or do you think maybe it's kind of like a behind the scenes, they know that Rowley is available to come in at the start of 25, but he's not going to leave Salford mid-season, something like that.
Yeah, I think so, because, I mean, he signed a 3-year contract in 22, which, depending on the wording of that, is either going to cover the remainder of 22, 23 and ends this year, or it's going to end, it covers 23 this season and next. Realistically, Leeds have probably got the money to buy that out.
Yeah, probably.
We've given him about £500 million for Croft and Ackers, and are basically just bankrolling that club's existence at this point. So that's very due. Equally, if it's Brad Arthur, I feel like there'll be discussions about what he would want in terms of this squad as well. Yeah. I also imagine a lot of signings are already done because, let's face it, everyone else is now announcing them. And what do we know that Gary Hetherington is the master of? Signing all these players, whack them on an NDA and release them all at the end of the season to track when it comes around to buying your season tickets for 2025. Come and watch another year of shit show we've tried by buying this person.
Yeah, that's probably quite realistic, actually, yeah.
Oh, if there's one thing you can't knock Hetherington on, he's very shrewd in terms of actually being a businessman and thinking what sells.
Yeah.
Because announcing Brodie Croft along with your season ticket price is going to cause more excitement than announcing him 3 months prior and then doing shit.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm confused why we left Daryl Olfert to the last, because we bloody knew he wouldn't sell a single ticket. In fact, he'd drive people away.
And we say, is that not why you loaned him out? Or have you sold him? You don't actually have him anymore.
No, we don't have him anymore. He's Wakefield's problem. I mean, asset.
I mean, he's only there this year, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
You never know, he might end up at Bulls next year. He's not a quota player, so he could replace
him. I wouldn't even, if we were in Championship, I wouldn't hate it.
I mean, to be fair, he's probably better than Ockenborn on wing.
Anyone's better than Ockenborn.
Don't know. I thought your fans loved him.
Yeah, they do. They're all idiots. We've literally
all right one earlier today because the Wakefield try, the only try in the game.
Yeah.
when Ockenbaugh just decides, fuck that, I ain't tracking back.
Yeah.
They were like, what's the Bradford we're doing? I'm like, have you not watched Ockenbaugh all season?
Yeah,
He's
like,
the most born. Unless two people are already in a tackle, he won't go join it. He'd rather them just run past him because he didn't want to do a tackle.
yeah, it's shit. And
I'll be honest, that try doesn't cover Ott in much glory either. He kind of just stands there with his hands on hips and think, oh, where's this going to land?
Yeah, but I mean, I'd get the Ockenbaugh thing if he was like our only option there, but we literally have Myers 18th man now, who's an homegrown talent who will end up losing to Super League. So why?
Well, let's face it, it fits perfectly in that centre role. And you've brought a winger from Australia who you're now playing in the centre just to accommodate the long-haired lump.
Yeah,
I'm now going to refer to him for the rest of this podcast.
Basically, yeah, it's a load of bollocks, really.
Mind you, he ain't as lumpy as Mason, but you know.
Definitely not. Right, I'm plugging my laptop in, so you might see me backside for a second. Hold on.
Well, it's all right. You're not a young lass, so the long-haired lump won't get too excited.
Not under 16. Right.
Good job we ain't got Henry here.
We need to get that arranged. We need Harry on that. They're clamouring for him back, aren't they, nowadays?
I don't know if clamour's the right word, but
yeah, he's in demand. We need to do a big one, really.
We do need him back because he makes us two look knowledgeable.
Well, yeah. Speak for yourself. He beat me in trivia.
Oh, actually, that's a good point.
But yeah, no, we should get Harry back on, definitely. And
there you go. We've solved two things there. First of all, we still don't know if Brad Arthur's going to be a success and the signings are a mess. I think he will be myself, or he's certainly going to be better than what we've got rid of. And secondly, well, Harry could become the new Keithley coach.
Yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that.
Take Gledhill across with him.
Yeah. What is new, like head of media, head journalist?
Yeah, and then you just rebrand Harry as Twink on tour.
Christ! Wow, this podcast has really taken a turn for the vulgar, hasn't it? But
well, yeah, I mean that's not enough to scare everyone else off. I don't know what is.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, we'll get Harry back on soon when he's free. You know, doing whatever he's doing, working or whatever.
Who knows at this point?
I don't think he knows, does it? To be fair.
No, but. Right, we're on to signings update.
Yeah, go. Yeah.
Well, I guess let's jump straight in with the biggie then. Yates has gone to Warrington with immediate effect.
Interesting. I mean, we've missed one. We've missed a big talking point. And you know what I'm going to say now.
I'm letting you say this. I ain't bringing it up.
But you've been absolutely clamouring for this for years.
Go on.
Watson has finally left Huddersfield.
Well, I was going to get into this after the player rotation.
Oh, well, I didn't know that, did I? Because I thought we were on about clowns.
Well, we were, but, you know, this is like the Uber end of the podcast where I get to look smug for years.
All right, well, we'll leave that then. We'll park it. We'll park it till later then. So, Yates to Warrington. We know Yates is a solid Super League player.
Well, he was already going anyway for next season.
Yeah,
so to get him for the end of this year for their push towards the top it's probably going to help them, actually. It's solid for what they need.
Well, that's the thing and I mean, I guess this is a thing we can go on to as well. Big thing this week after this weekend's fixtures about the Super League table and how the top six do seem very cut and dry, and Leeds are kind of just there in seventh. Huddersfield are a decent bit below that, so it makes sense for Huddersfield to potentially, if they're saving a bit of money by letting him go early, and for Warrington, it helps them with their. Obviously, we know about next year. He kind of is a good replacement for someone like a Matty Nicholson, to be fair, who's obviously going down under, which is another thing. But yeah, he's going to help them this year as well. And I think, honestly, Warrington have got more chance of winning it than Saints do this year.
I don't think it'll be their year, though.
No, Wigan will piss it. I've told you this the other day, but I think Warrington, I'm really impressed with the team and I think, you know, when Burgess were appointed, we all gave him shit. And you're not giving him shit, but like, we're all like, God, I was like thinking, oh, this is typical Warrington, they're going to be shit. But like, they've really been consistent throughout the year. And they've got a good team, haven't they? We've spoke about them in the past, like they're a decent team. Best team they've had in a while.
Well, we know Burgess comes in and delivers impact. We've seen that for many a time.
Yeah. Well, as a player, I'm assuming you're talking about that.
Well, yeah, what else could I possibly mean?
Christ. But yeah, what do you reckon?
Saying nothing at this point. I'll let you assume whatever you've got through your head.
Our listeners can assume what they want.
They can put 2 and 2 together and come up with whatever number they wish.
Yeah, but I think it makes sense for all parties. I think.
Yeah, definitely. And for Huddersfield, they've recalled English from Castleford, which was a weird loan in the first place. I don't really know why that ever happened.
Maybe something to do with Watson then.
Maybe so. Which, do we just touch on it now? I feel like it's the perfect time, isn't it?
Yeah, go on then.
I mean, the 5 fans at Huddersfield are probably going ding dong, the witch is dead at this point. They've finally got rid of the fraud. Only how many seasons after he was placed on fraud watch?
I mean, you placed him on fraud watch a good 3 seasons ago. You placed him on fraud watch when he was at Salford.
Yes, because Rowley was running the show behind the scenes. What have Huddersfield achieved since they got him? They're the exact same mediocrity they have been since 2013.
Yeah, that's fair.
They've had the token appearance at Wembley to try and con everyone into thinking they're a bigger club than they are. Wasted loads of money on expensive players who've delivered them sweet F all and failed to do anything off the pitch. And again, feel sorry for the Huddersfield fans who have to go and watch this mediocrity every week. Because they don't even you look at some clubs, at least they own the fact that Hull fans will tell you that they are shit at the moment. Leeds fans will tell you they are shit. Huddersfield, they can't even say they're shit because they're doing no worse than they ever have. They just haven't progressed.
Yeah, they're just doing,
they're just there.
Yeah, and I had high hopes for Huddersfield where they started season. They were promising signs, but it's just felt. I mean, if they get a run together, it's going to need something special though now. And obviously, letting Yates go is probably a sign of that. And then bringing in your own players back in on loan to try and sort of see who needs a new contract and stuff. I mean, they've brought back, Aidan McGowan, season-long loan at Bradford. They've recalled him. Fenton Rodgers has been recalled.
Yeah,
they're obviously trying to see. Got rid of Watson. Now let's see how the land lies with the rest of the squad again.
I guess the thing is also, where does this put the Jake Connor situation? Because he is kind of the elephant in the room yet again.
I think they just give him coaching role, play coach. Coaches at Siddle, doesn't it? So
it's the only place he won't be upset with, coach.
Well, yeah, that's
unless
what I mean.
They're going to get Wayne Bennett, because I think he's about the only coach he's worked under that he liked.
I think do it, man. I think give Jake Connor play coach. Why not? What's worse that can happen?
Championship.
Well, it's not going to affect your IMG because you're probably going to get a load of people tweeting about it. So it's probably going to actually.
Well, you probably need it because you ain't getting any bonus points from stadium that you didn't have before.
Yeah, well, that's what you're not going to like the positioning. There's a limit on how low. Because I don't think it'd be that bad. I mean, it depends what his relationship with players is like. But
I think that's maybe the bigger problem because we don't really know why he's being exiled and whether it's a coaching issue or whether it's a squad-wide issue.
It's interesting. I don't know I don't necessarily think he'll be at Huddersfield next year, but
no, I don't. But I don't know where he goes either.
Honestly, I don't know. It depends.
Because where's he actually been in his career? He started at Huddersfield, went to Hull, and then went back to Woods.
Yeah, it's not like he's not exactly a journeyman.
No, but he's played for Huddersfield, who are mid-table fodder. Hull FC, who flattered to deceive the top 4 and end up being mid-table fodder for most of those years.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, was he there when they had the bit of the run to the semi-finals in 17 and the Wembley wins and stuff? But I think that might have. Maybe he was there for the back end of that, or did that slightly predate him?
I'm not sure, to be honest, but
either way, he got spat out there under interesting circumstances to end up back at mediocrity again. And at 29 years old, time is not necessarily on his side now. And he moved to Hull in 17, so he missed the Wembley results and got the semi-final.
Yeah, so it's interesting if, I can see multiple ways it could go. I could see him at like Cass or Wakey next year, lower end Super. I mean, Wakey will probably be mid-table Super League next year, or like a Lee, like that sort of team.
I don't see Darryl Powell going for him.
Maybe, yeah, that's
because
probably.
For all his faults and everything, which I don't know, Warrington amplified some of them. I feel like he's repairing it now at Wakefield, to be honest. He's never really been one to have anybody too outspoken in the camp.
Well, I mean, Hardacre, but I guess.
Yeah, and look how he got burnt.
Yeah.
That was arguably what started the decline in his career.
Yeah, that's true.
And Warrington didn't really sign anyone too controversial during his tenureship.
Not that I can think of, no.
I mean, what's the most controversial they've had since then? Probably Musgrove, who would this season.
Yeah, that's true.
So perhaps says a lot about what he's trying to get. I mean, again, Wakefield, he's not brought anyone with an overly checkered past in to try and get them players who you just think are too good for the division.
Yeah.
Because you kind of think if Huddersfield had been offering him out, like the rumour had, they probably could have got him on loan for a couple of weeks if they'd have wanted him to see how he got on.
Yeah, no, they could have.
Castleford, frankly.
So could anyone. Probably back at FC.
Because FC seems to be having a clear out of the bad boy Chiller crew that they've accumulated.
Yeah.
Again, I just don't see him at Cass either.
No, I don't. I think he'll either go to a lower Super League team or a big team, which is not going to be Wigan. Maybe even Saints. I don't know. Might take like some sort of big punt on him to be like their extra man.
Like the Ryan Hampshire kind of role?
Yeah, as a player who can play fullback or centre, or even in halves if you want to chuck him in there, just as like an option of someone there. But then I don't know who would. That might be a Leeds who takes that punt. It might be I
think if Leeds take that punt, that will not be getting ticket renewals, Gary. That will be getting people not attending next year. That man is basically the Antichrist at Headingley to most of the fans in there.
Get him at Catalans with other bad. They've just sacked 3 players.
Well, I mean, do you know? I think the most logical place if his ego could take it without him spitting his dummy out, which let's face it is the perennial question of his career. It's going to be post winding up order, isn't it? Jake Connor to Featherstone.
Maybe. One that I could realistically see, though, that's similar to that, with the way Oldham are signing players and the squad that they've accumulated of like all old used toys that no one wants to play with anymore.
I could see that. Like it. Well, Donny seems to have a habit of doing that as well.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
Did they have Rangi Chase for a stint?
What, Oldham or Donny?
Both.
I don't know. Rangi Chase's career path is one of the most weird things I think I've ever seen.
I mean, he's almost. I'd say he's had more drugs bans than clubs, but if he's played for that many clubs, it's just not true, is it? It was Rochdale, but he has had a stint at Doncaster, so they clearly look a bad boy.
No, I could see him like Oldham. I think are going to come up and try and really give the Championship a go next year, though. So that's why I'm thinking. There's a lot going on there behind the scenes. They've got a really good team that right now.
But again, I would argue Doncaster have tried to do that this year. And whilst, they've maybe not gone like, okay, we're going to get top 5, they've gone and be like, right, we don't want to be in the relegation battle.
No, true. I could say, I wouldn't be shocked if it turns up bloody Bradford, to be honest.
I think realistically it's a Championship move at this point. I think he's probably like a third choice squad utility kind of player. I don't think he starts at another Super League club. I think he's burnt too many bridges for that.
Maybe Toulouse take a chance on him.
I mean, IMG, depending, that is potentially his best shot at Super League.
He's probably not better than what they've got, though. Like, he's not better than Ashore Bott at fullback. You were really good.
But then where is Connor's best position? I feel like this is half the other problem. because his England appearances have come at centre.
Yeah, but that anyone could play centre for England in that period because we just.
Well, I was just going to say we had fucking Ben Curry there. Who was never left the second row in his life. Oh God, Bateman, Jesus, that has he ever played centre at club level? Apart from maybe for Bradford when you were like 14.
I don't know because he was always being a second rower.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Unless someone shoehorned him there for cover for a game, I can't think of a single time he's played in that position. And yeah, England just thought, mind you, we put fucking Blake Austin at centre.
Put him on wing, didn't we?
I think we did both.
That would great. That would GB though.
I mean, either or. That's one point. That might be coming back.
Yeah, that's a load of bollocks, isn't it?
I get it for the women because there's actually decent home
but,
nation women's rugby players coming through who, frankly, probably need that to take their game to the next level because the rest of, say, Wales or Scotland just hasn't grown with it. But for the men, what's the point? It's England with a couple of token gestures.
And it's gonna be Wayne who's the coach, isn't it?
Yeah. It is England with a couple of tokens. And I mean,
none of them will
no
be.
Disrespect to Scotland or Wales, but unless you have to mandatory pick one, who's he gonna bloody want? Tell you who, fucking Tyson Frizzell's found another passport. He's played for every other fucker. Let's give him a GB jersey.
But he still won't be good enough. Tyson Frizzell is not better than our current back rowers. He is not.
No, he isn't. But if you've got to say it's GB, so we mandatory need someone from each home nation, there's no one else in Wales squad you're going to particularly want.
No, well, that's the thing. You'd have to then, like, players would just say, oh, well, I've got a Welsh. Like, Morgan Knowles would be an easy one because he's played for Wales. So, but he's
James Bentley's do his Irish passport out to represent Ireland in GB.
Can we have James Bell because he's played for Scotland, like players like that?
Job done. We've picked an England team. Amazing. We've got the England coach. Amazing. What we're going to do? Just whack a lion on it. Why not?
Because it's not going to be done properly. Like if it was a proper, like when in rugby union, one thing they do great is the Lions tour is amazing. When you that's really captivates everyone when they go down there and they do a proper tour.
But the big difference is all four of the home nations that are included in the British and Irish Lions are threats in the Six Nations. They all have players
that's true.
that are in that caliber who can compete with the very best in the Southern Hemisphere. The actual last decent Scottish Rugby League player, like you say, either Bell or Lynette, who are English or Australian.
Oh, well, I mean,
the best one that's actually Scottish. I mean, Walmsley's not even Scottish. He's English in drag.
What about Danny Brough? He was the last probably proper.
But was he actually Scottish?
I don't think so, no.
No, he was. I'm sure he wasn't. I mean, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll forge him a passport and shove Brodie Croft in a kilt. There we go. That's basically Scottish as we're going to get.
But that's the sort of thing that would happen. Like, we'd end up with...
It's a waste of time. I'm glad we both agree on this, by the way, because I was not in the mood to argue GB as a complete waste of time with anyone.
I think it could work, but maybe plan it in for after World Cup. Like, it's not helping anyone in World Cup. It's not helping England for World Cup, but...
No, it's not. But then arguably is this our excuse for why we've failed again? Yeah.
No. I mean, it's international rugby league's on its ass. We've always known.
Well, I mean, you only have to look at the... Well, actually, that's one we didn't touch on, isn't it, from last week? The France fiasco.
Yeah.
The game that had no TV deal, even though it was broadcast on French TV. We couldn't even pay a local radio commentator to come and do it and say, chuck the French a few bob to have their TV pictures and have someone sat in a studio, like, when Sky do 5 minutes before kickoff.
Yeah, that's all.
We couldn't even do that. It's embarrassing.
Yeah. For a national game, it's
an international fixture. And we can't even manage that. It's like how we have to watch all the other World Cups and stuff on taking over every terrestrial channel. I mean, does anyone care about bloody Panama versus Iran? No, not particularly, unless you're a die-hard football fan who wants to watch every game of the World Cup. come to rugby league, you've got some of your home nations involved, and where are the red button or I player?
Yeah.
Brilliant work. Take a bow, International Rugby League.
Oh, and it's our fault. It's not the broadcaster's fault. It's the game's fault.
And it's like that. And it's like, what did you have? Super League Plus that had the shittest commentary going. I mean, Super League Plus in itself is a great concept that is executed shit.
Yeah.
Whoever came up with the IT, well, I'll tell you what, actually, I know who's come up with the IT to not even put a bloody app out. It's fucking Killshaw because he's spending his time on Photoshop, isn't it?
Yeah. Microsoft Paint, don't do him privileges at Photoshop.
Oh, yeah, Championship budget doesn't stretch that far, does it? It's not even Microsoft, it's the free one that comes on all your thing. What is it? Probably converts it to Foxit PDF to print out. But, like, I'm sorry. It's the same principle that other sports have had for years. You know, I mean, what was it? The 1895 final we were trying to sort out, and it's like, great, we can watch it for free. You need an Our League account, which we've already got. Starts out so promising, but you can't put it on any of your consoles because there's no designated app, and we're not affiliated with another player. So you have to watch it on a laptop, but you can't cast that to your TV because the domain hosting thing doesn't have the necessary shit to make the math. So what you've got is you expect people who want to watch this to crowd around a laptop.
Or a phone if they don't have a laptop.
But the thing is, it's worse than the sportsmen when they stream the games on YouTube because that actually works on a big screen. I can put that to my telly and I can watch it, and it's like I'm watching it on the BBC almost.
Yeah, I did that on that day though. Before you got to my house, went to watch the women's game. I'd like doing some cleaning stuff around the house. I chucked the boys' school final on, which was at Wembley, on YouTube and watched it on the telly.
I'm not sure how much that's a sentence really going to help you out in the wider context, but
you get what I mean, though. I could watch that on my telly, but I couldn't watch.
Yeah, you could watch the children's precursor on a better definition than we could watch the 1895, which was one of the things we are flogging tickets to see.
Yeah,
it's laughable, frankly. And again, the cup, Barrow and Oldham, get it on the big screen. No, I want that one. That was the one actually on BBC. Wakefield and Featherstone in the mud bath.
Yeah.
Put that on, cast that on the big screen. England International, can't do that. What alien technology is this? Watch it on your iPhone. Yeah. If I don't mock, it just makes you angry because it is so shit.
Nah, it's fucked. It's proper fucked.
IMG, please sort them out. Instead of pissing about over who's got electronic ad hoardings, can we deal with this first?
Yeah. I mean, I can't remember what we're on about now. Jake Connor. Jake Connor. We only got to GB through Jake Connor. Yeah.
And Buddy Watson on Fraud Watch has finally gone.
Yeah.
So here's a question. Right, tell you what. Next question then. Oh, we've gone back circle. New Keithley coach sorted.
Who?
Watson. There you go. He's found his level.
Maybe. I mean, that would be a shock, to be honest.
Jake Webster must know him from somewhere.
Maybe Watson to Leeds is on.
Absolutely not. I will actually not renew my ticket if that's announced.
You will, though, won't you?
No. I'm not watching that fraud manage my club. The only way to do anything at Leeds is to vote with your pocket change. So, no. That's where I draw the line.
Yeah, I get that.
I mean, I'll take the twat in a hat over Watson.
That's not very nice. That ruins me.
Yeah, he seems a nice bloke, to be fair. Just not cut out for that level of job.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm sure he's a nice bloke in person. He also needs to work on not sounding quite so arrogant whenever anyone interviews him. That's a bit of constructive criticism for him.
Yeah. But maybe he's new Keithley coach.
I mean, he did all right in Championship, so.
Oh yeah, I think that's what the job for him. I think get him in championship job. Yeah.
Yeah, that genuinely would be a better appointment than Watson.
I mean, there's a lot of good managers in the championship when you think about it. Like, there's a lot of good, promising. I mean,
Well, there is, but I'm sick of taking the bargain bucket options like this in KFC 5 minutes before closing.
But like, I mean, York fans will want me to mention this, but Applegarth has got was it won 5 from 6 since he took over from Henderson?
Well, I'm sorry, like everyone got on his back, and it's like I thought at the time this is just harsh because that Wakefield team couldn't win the schoolboys final.
Yeah.
Like they were dreadful last year. They were only in with half a shot because Cass were utterly shite.
Yeah.
Both of them, frankly, deserve to go down. And I don't think you could blame either Applegarth or Ward or whatever combination of coaches you want for either of those two sides failing.
Oh, no, it was just a big culmination of shit.
Yeah, I mean, to coin the classic phrase, you can't polish a turd.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that blob area of West Yorkshire Rugby League terms was two shitty turds.
Yeah, and then Fev in the same area decided they were going to put an even shitter one on in playoffs.
Well, I mean, arguably the fact that Fev were arguably the best team last year in that region is worrying.
Yeah, I think Fev would have beaten both, but
well, there wouldn't. It depends what's online. If it were a general league game, yes. If it mattered, no, the bottle it.
Yeah, that's true. I would have said they'd have beaten London, but they didn't. So.
Yeah, I mean, we've not touched on London. Fair play, they nearly won a game.
Yeah, against your
point. That was shit. Have we covered Rugby League in 3 weeks? Because I feel like I've run out of stuff now, and we've just not resolved anything that we brought up. But equally, I can't remember what we brought up to go and resolve it now.
No, I think Super Leagues, the playoff rate within the playoffs, the teams are really close. That's good. The rest of the teams, it kind of is a bit obvious unless Leeds can get a good run going, what the playoff teams are going to be.
Realistically, it's the top 6, mathematically 7.
Yeah.
I mean, well, I said if we in the next 3 weeks beat OKR at home, Huddersfield away, Salford away, I think we're in the running. If we lose either of the KR and any of those, I think it's game over.
Yeah. So you're banking on yourselves doing a run, which you've done with.
They're the teams around us. Ultimately, if Brad Arthur's going to be the one that takes Leeds into the playoffs, they're the games you have to win because they're the 4-pointers at this stage.
Yeah.
Because I think that Hull and Salford beat Huddersfield. And I mean, transfers we didn't touch on. Salford keeping depth, Joe Bullock in rest of the season. They're just keeping that squad ticking over. We knew they had a thin one. They're buffing it out with the loan market, and it makes sense. You can
signing right sort of players, aren't they? I think.
Yeah, they're not going for some flashy big name star back when they used to bring like Kevin Locke and Todd Carney in. It's sensible. It's proven squad players that are going to make them tougher every week by getting a solid 8 out of 10 squad together.
Yeah. And then Championship is, I mean, it's shaken up. It's not as set as it was with the top 6.
Well, the streak still lives on.
Yeah, which we've
not found our Brock Lesnar yet.
Yeah, it's going to be Swinton away. I've said that, especially.
Well, we're working this out actually, and what you said Swinton away weeks ago. That is match week 22. I've made jokes about the Undertaker's streak all year in rugby terms, and that was 21-1.
So it could. Yeah, that's what it literally.
So if Killshaw nooses him, then that is weird.
Then I have absolutely smashed that because you played me down all year about that. I said that was the game they'll lose. We should. The week I'm not speaking about that, but yeah, Championship is still good. There's still no clear team going down with Dewsbury. There's still teams.
Although you have to get them with Dewsbury in there.
Yeah, you know what I mean. They're on 2 points. Next team's on 10.
They're definitely gone.
But any of them teams could realistically make the playoffs as well because the bottom end of the playoffs is dragging down a bit, and that's like your Fev and stuff.
I've got a bonus question for you, which is probably where we end this. League One, does Paul Sykes play on next year?
Honestly, I reckon Bull sign him, Get him in there. Get him at Keighley coaching.
Well, you've got enough fucking halfbacks. What's another amongst friends?
Yeah. I think Paul, he's still good. He didn't look out of place, did he, when we played him, to be fair?
I'm going to say he could probably go around again if he wants.
Yeah.
He'll do all right in League One. He'll boss it.
Exactly. So, maybe so. Is that where we're ending it? I mean, in League One, Oldham and Keighley are going to go up. So, there you go. That's spoiler.
Well, we've gone on for just over 45 minutes. He'll be about 45 years old. It's a fitting end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what team have we got? Give him a hint for weekend. What?
It's going to be the classic grand final rivalry. Because I haven't decided which order I'm recording them yet.
All right, fair enough. Right. So yeah, we're going to have another big.
Either
team.
my very own or our grand final bitches who finally won up to us last time.
Yeah, the ultimate, whatever we're calling it, the ultimate team, the next team of that will be this weekend. Thanks for the support on everything we're putting out at the minute. It's great. And yeah.
Apart from the Toulouse vlog, because none of you have watched it.
Go watch that Toulouse vlog. I mean, it's not the best.
I appreciate it's not as good because I'm not there, but
yeah, and it's a bit. Yeah, it's not the best, but I was on holiday.
You're meant to sell this.
No, it's great. It's about 4 minutes. Just go watch it. There's a clip of Harry having a mental breakdown at full time on that.
Right, perfect. That's the bit. That's the content you want. Harry crying into his cereal.
Yeah. So. Yeah,
you didn't get any footage of the water boy then.
No, I didn't get that footage.
That's a shame. That'd have been an interesting vlog.
And also, at the time of recording, we're on 399 subscribers on YouTube, so get us up to 400.
Yeah, be our 400 subscriber. I'd love to say we'll reward you in some way, but we won't. We'll just be
maybe when we get up to 1,000, we'll do something. But
yeah, okay. Challenge up. Tell you what, then, 1,000 by end of season, and we'll buy a random subscriber a rugby shirt of their choice.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah.
There you go. So share, tell your friends. Don't create robot accounts, please.
Yeah.
I don't want them to all get banned the day afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah, if we just go, as soon as we give it away, it all just goes back down. But yeah, so 1,000 subscribers by end of year, and we'll give away a rugby shirt to one. So you might as well get your parent, get everyone, get every man and the dog subscribing.
I don't think they do dog sizes, unfortunately. That might be a struggle.
Yeah, but
well, there you go. Is Bree subscribed?
No, I maybe need to get her an account.
There you go. His dog ain't even subscribed, so he's failed at that himself. Anyway, thanks again for watching, guys. We'll stop twittering on now, and until next time, goodbye.
Yep, goodbye. Thanks for watching.